Said if the guy that chose Charlie was black, he would have seen. I mean, if there was a black person that just did that, there would have been a full-on race war in the streets right now.
Am I speaking ill of the dead, or am I just talking about the awful shit you did when you were alive?
Yo, I just saw that Charlie Kirk video, and that shit is not okay, bro. I am not with murdering people for their opinion, bro. What are we doing?
The way y'all acting over Charlie Kirk's death, it makes me realize that if slave masters died and we had social media and everything, y'all would feel bad.
I'ma say it because y'all can't fight me. For the people who are like, that was his political opinion. Okay, pause. Let's run it back to grade school and discuss what is a political opinion.
Okay, so there's no doubt that America is greatly divided within itself, and the passing of Charlie Kirk also exposes how wide this divide is. The black community are also very expressive with respect to the passing of this young man, and they did not hesitate to express their opinions, which were mostly triggered by the political opinions or the political stance of Charlie Kirk, with respect to black people, women, race, religion, etc. But it's best to hear them for yourselves and also hear their reasons for their emotions or for their reactions, so to speak.
Said if the guy that chose Charlie was black, he would have seen. I mean, if there was a black person that just did that, there would have been a full-on race war in the streets right now. I mean, it's in Utah. Utah has a population of 2% for black people. So, as fucked up as it is, this was white on white crime, right?
Yo, I just saw that Charlie Kirk video, and that shit is not okay, bro. I am not with murdering people for their opinion, bro. What are we doing? Did they catch the shooter? Honestly, I'm kind of like traumatized. I just saw the video. He was talking, debating like he always does, and you literally see the blood gushing out of him. This shit is too crazy. Dude has a family, like, his kids could look up how he was murdered, bro. It's just like, I'm kind of hating how society is now. It's like people can't have an opposing opinion. We are getting to the point where you need to have the same opinion in order to be liked in this world. And I hate it, bro. There was a lot of stuff I didn't like from Charlie Kirk, but one thing I would say, I love the fact that he gave everybody a chance to state their points and he debated them. He wasn't scared of smoke, he debated them. I didn't agree with everything he said, but I respect people who listen to other people's opinion and we can have a dialogue about it. We don't have to agree, but we can have dialogue. But murdering someone, bro, that shit is crazy, bro. I'm just not with this agenda, canceling people. Can't hear nobody else because they don't have the same opinion as you. And then it's like getting to the point where people are now picking up guns and trying to silence you because they don't agree with you. That's bitch-made shit, bro. I'm sorry. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that.
I'ma say it because y'all can't fight me. For the people who are like, that was his political opinion. Okay, pause. Let's run it back to grade school and discuss what is a political opinion. A political opinion is something like, how high should taxes be? Should the states have more control than the federal government? Should we regulate guns more or less? See, these are political opinions. You can agree, disagree, debate them. That's politics. But when you step into saying things like black women don't have the same cognitive ability as white people, or that black people were better off in slavery and Jim Crow because they committed less crimes, that's not a political opinion. That is racism and white supremacy. When you claim that the 1 in 5 women who report SA are liars, that's not a political opinion. That is misogyny. When you argue that even a 10-year-old child who is SA'd should be forced to carry that pregnancy to term, that is not a political opinion. That is violence and asinine, honestly. And when you say that we should bring back live, televised executions for children as young as 12 to watch, that is not a political opinion. That's apparently a self-fulfilling prophecy. And let me be clear, violence is never the answer, and I do not stand for it. But we also can't ignore the fact that for years, this person promoted violence and hate towards others on a huge platform. We need to stop pretending like every belief falls under the umbrella of political opinion. Politics is about governance. Dehumanizing people, encouraging violence, that is not politics. That is extremism. And clearly we can see that when we normalize it, the more dangerous it becomes for everyone. All right, thank you. Class is dismissed.
I want to be very clear. I do not show empathy for someone who asked us to not show empathy for others, who's shown no empathy for others, who in fact was quoted saying that he believed empathy was a new age term, weakening America. He also said that Islam was slitting the throat of Americans. I'm not going to show empathy for that at all. That man has made me afraid to wear my hijab, and I shouldn't be afraid. I shouldn't be nervous. That man has made me afraid being who I am and blamed others for the problems that are happening in America. No, I will not show empathy. I feel sorry for his kids, absolutely. But if you guys thought that video was bad of his death, gosh, I'm so glad they do not release the videos of the school shootings. Thank goodness. That's the real outrage. Assassinations are not new because it happened to someone you liked. Now sit and ask yourself, what are we going to do about gun violence?
This Charlie Kirk thing is crazy to me. This is why I always say y'all are fake. Like, I love how everybody's posting, oh my God, no one deserves to die of violence. Political violence is over. Da, da, da. Do y'all not know who Charlie Kirk is? Do you guys not know? Like, I hate when people act like someone dies and all of a sudden now we act like we don't know the history of what triggered this situation. We act like we don't know the history of this person. Half of y'all are the same people who have been over here praising down and counting down to when they said Donald Trump was supposed to leave the earth. I just feel like it's fake. It's fake. Don't have fake sympathy when you knew when that person was up and living, they were causing a havoc. There's a price to pay for causing havoc. There's a price to pay. People aren't just gonna all just sit around and let people just, like, what the fuck? I'm so confused. Is this not the same person I'd be watching on TikTok and y'all be going in on, and how deplorable his behavior, his language, his vernacular is about women, transgender people, the LGBTQ community, just everything that he spewed. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we sitting here acting like y'all are just so boo-hoo heard about? Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm going to get groceries. I wasn't really affected. I didn't even know he would last this long. I knew he was pissing off a lot of fucking people. So I'm just gonna go get groceries.
Man, y'all reaction to Charlie Kirk got me. Wow. Man, listen, bro. Listen, I ain't built like this, man. Maybe I'm not fit for social media, bro. Cause y'all boys savages on here, man. Listen, man, you can't sit there and look at that video and sit here and say, oh man, that man deserved it. Man, come on, y'all. Listen, bro. I don't just like Donald Trump that much that I'm gonna sit here just like a man getting unalive on live TV. How? How can y'all sit there and think that's okay and celebrate, got your pom-poms out like, bro, did you see what I just seen? Bro, listen, I ain't built like that, bro. Listen, I don't know, maybe I'm old school, but the way y'all move now on social media, the way y'all just heartless, y'all can sit right there and look at that and celebrate it. Bro, man, come on, bro. Whatever political party you're on, bro, it ain't that serious, bro. It can't be that serious. Man, how can you lose your humanity and still, dog, man, come on, man. Listen, y'all. We got to stop, bro. It's going a little bit too far for us to sit here and literally celebrate what we just seen. How? Is it me? I can't dislike nobody that much. That I'm sitting here and can literally watch that and be like, man, that's what he get. Wow.
I think that Charlie Kirk's passing is going to hit the internet in waves. And when I say that, I mean the way that we reckon with his passing as a political figure is going to change as the days and weeks go by. This is only day one, and we've had this much discourse about it. This is a man who has had more than a hand in changing the way that the internet views politics and the way that young people perceive good and bad. This is a man who directly played a role in Trump being elected last year, who helped foster our culture of young men tumbling further and further down the alt-right pipeline. This is a man who's a father, who is a husband, who has advocated against black people and women and children over and over and over again. And we are the internet, trying to figure out what to make of this. Besides blatant sorrow for a human life passing, how are we supposed to feel? But I have one thing to say. I have one thing to help maybe advise us as we grapple with this. If you are a non-brown person, or if you're not a woman, if you are someone less affected by the atrocities that Charlie Kirk did commit in his lifetime, please, 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 do not set a drastically high bar of expectation to brown and black people, to women, as to how they need to respond to his passing. I can hold space for family members. I can hold space for the fact that a human life is now gone. And that is about my bandwidth. That is just about as much I have to give to this man. This is a guy who directly advocated against people like me having livelihood in this country. This is still someone who advocated against us seeking justice for people like George Floyd. People who were directly targeted by our system. A group of people who have been directly targeted by the system for generations and generations. There is nothing to hold that kind of grief. There is simply nothing to hold that. So as we respond and reflect, please, please, please don't make this about the moral failures of the brown, black, and queer people who don't know how to hold this kind of atrocity. Genuinely. I'm not talking about people who are advocating for imminent violence, for us to continue this kind of pattern. That is not what I'm saying. I'm asking you to ask for nothing more than respect from us, please. Respect for the family that had to see this kind of monstrosity in front of them. That is what I have to give to this situation, and I'm still going to keep fighting against the institution that Charlie Kirk perpetuated in his lifetime. I will.